All right, y'all. Let me go ahead and get into it. What's up, everybody? Peace and power elevation be to all of you. This your girl Tiffany coming through here live in effect. So I'm currently at work right now. But anyways, I want to get on this video because there's been this debate about Omeretta the Great and her song called "Sorry Not Sorry," and this debate about Atlanta. What is Atlanta? What is not Atlanta? Right? First thing first, I want to say that first of all, Omeretta the Great is a great artist. She's very talented, most talented female artist coming up out the A town. You know what I'm saying? So the sister got a lot of skills, and she has a lot to offer. So hopefully, she'll be able to blow up. You know what I'm saying? And also, I want to say this: there is some facts in her songs. You know what I'm saying? That people just got to deal with. There is facts in her song. The sister ain't saying nothing. Sorry about that. Okay. So the sister ain't saying nothing wrong. She ain't say nothing. She ain't say nothing out of character. I didn't take it personal or I didn't take offense to it. However, because especially when she said Clayton County is not Atlanta, which it's really not technically. Um, but then it depends on your zip code. When she said Lithonia is not Atlanta, no, technically. Um, so she said some things that got rough people's feathers and all of that. But this is not something new. See, this has been an ongoing debate for a long time about what is Atlanta, what's not Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? It didn't just start with Amaretta. She just happened to bring it into the limelight, but it's been going on for a long period of time. Now, a little bit about my background. I was born in Ohio, and I grew up down here in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? I was raised in the southeastern part of Atlanta, in Decatur area. So, zone six. For me, um, I grew up on the culture, okay? I grew up on the lifestyle, the country grammar and all of that. I grew up into that. So I was like to be raised out here, you know what I'm saying? Um, but she does have some points that there's people that never actually lived in the city or grew up in the city. They come here and they start claiming the city just so they can gain more notoriety and recognition. um so she does have a point about that, but there is some misconception. Now I know there's a part where she said about Lindbergh is not Atlanta. um Lindbergh technically is Atlanta because it's in the Buckhead area. However, there's some things that's been going on with Buckhead. They're trying to vote to make Buckhead a city in itself. They want to remove themselves from Atlanta and become their own actual city. Okay, so it's been a lot of changes that's been going on in the A. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like Atlanta's starting to be more like it's starting to catch up with LA and New York, okay? Because there's a lot of popularity going on, the real estate booming, the music industry, the movie industry, all of that. So you know what I'm saying? All that's taking place. Um, yeah. So with that being the case, yeah, a lot of things is changing. So there's like areas that was once part of Atlanta that's no longer there. So let's go into the concept about Sandy Springs. At once upon a time, Sandy Springs was a part of Atlanta. Okay, Sandy Springs was a part of Atlanta back in the '70s, and then it became its own city. You know what I'm saying? So, just like yeah, so that's what's going on with Buckhead and South Fulton. At one point in time was an unincorporated area, but that was a part of College Park. Okay, so College Park, once South Fulton came into existence around 2016, right? It became its own city. So what she has to understand is it depends on the zip code. All right, like certain parts of the area shares the city of Atlanta. Like let's say for example, like Decatur. Okay, if you go to Decatur, and let's say you in County Road. Now, one part of County Road is Decatur, but the other part of it could be Atlanta. It depends on that zip code area, right? And also, part of Atlanta can sit in DeKalb County because DeKalb County is considered as one of the largest county in the region. Okay, As a matter of fact, before there was Fulton County back in the 30s, right? Before Fulton County came into existence, Atlanta was in DeKalb County. And then when Fulton County came about, that's when Atlanta became Fulton, all right? So certain parts of Atlanta sits in DeKalb County, okay? So if you go in Kirkwood area, right, that's South DeKalb, all right? So yeah, certain parts it depends on the zip code and it depends on the county and the land, how much land share. Like same way with Camp Creek, all right, East Point, right? Some part of East Point got Camp Creek, and the other part of it is Atlanta. It depends on that zip code, all right. So you have to look at it. So here's the thing: you got the city of Atlanta, then you got the metro Atlanta, all right. So East Point, College Park, those are metro Atlanta. All right, those are cities that's surrounding the main city, which is Atlanta. Okay, all right. So at the end of the day, a lot of people taking it as trying to do is create dichotomy or trying to create a division amongst the people in the city, in the areas. And I don't think that's her intention. I think, of course, by her being an artist, she got to promote herself, so she doing it in a way to bring about promotion. And on top of that, people criticizing where she was in Smyrna, Georgia, where the Atlanta Braves Stadium is, and they criticizing about that, like, okay, how you can tell people they ain't from Atlanta if you in Smyrna? Well, at one point in time, the Atlanta Braves Stadium was in was over there off of Hank Aaron Drive. It was over there in Summerhill area. Okay, so across the street from the Turner Field was the Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. Once the Falcons left the Fulton County Stadium, right, and went over there to the Georgia Dome at that time period, because the Georgia Dome was built in '92. The Braves Stadium was still right there in Summerhill area. Okay, it was right there. It was still in that stadium. And then in 1996, when the Olympics came over here, once the Olympics came in, they tore down that stadium, right? And they opened up that Turnerfield Stadium right there. So Turnerfield was like right in the hood area. Okay, so when you look behind Turnerfield, you right there in the hood. So I think one of the reasons why they moved the stadium to Cobb County because it will bring about better attraction. All right, see, this is where you gotta look at the politics. So what she dealing with is the politics, racial politics. Okay, now another part that I disagree with her on was this whole thing about show me your birth certificate. Now, baby girl went too far with that. First of all, ain't nobody gonna show you, ain't nobody finna walk around with their birth certificate and show you their birth certificate unless they are getting a passport or they getting a driver license or they getting their own or they getting licensed for a gun or they going to some type of federal agency or some type of government getting some type of government assistant or they going to a job interview. That's the only time you carry that kind of stuff. But ain't nobody can walk around with their birth certificate because for one, that's confidential. Two, it's security reason. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nobody finna just walk up to you and show you what's on their birth certificate. That's just nonsensical. They not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, um, she has some valid points, but yeah, she was wrong about Lindbergh because Lindbergh is technically Atlanta. Uh, it's in the Buckhead district. Buckhead sits in Atlanta. So as of right now, they just going through the process of trying to make it their own city. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of changes that's going on in the A. A lot of transitioning taking place. But for those of us who grew up in Atlanta and knew how Atlanta was from back in the day, we know how so we know the old Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Because the new Atlanta is like, it's like it's kind of hard to adjust to. It's like, oh my goodness. I mean, it's like taking away the southern essence of Atlanta. You're taking the southern essence of it, the essence part of it that makes it so southern. You're taking it away. Um, Also, the whole concept about being a great baby. Okay, so just because people are born at Grady Hospital does not mean that they're not from the city. There's multiple hospitals in the city of Atlanta. You got Atlanta Medical, you got Northside Hospital, you got Piedmont Hospital, you got Scottish Rite, Emory. You know what I'm saying? But Grady, however, happened to sit in the heart of downtown. So by Grady sitting in the heart of downtown Atlanta, right, and it becomes more accessible for African Americans, in particularly because that's the hospital that can mainly cater to the low income community. And on top of that, they have their own insurance company. They have their own insurance. So that's within the DeKalb and Fulton County area. So people can be able to go and get insurance for Grady, and they don't have to pay as much money, and they have a greater chance to go there because it's low cost efficient, and it's not, you know, it's more accessible than going to all these other places. Cause all the other hospitals, especially Northside and Emory, they very expensive. And Scottish Rite, they very expensive to go to. You know what I'm saying? Get your needs catered to, man. It's very expensive. So that's why a lot of people go to Grady. You know what I mean? So Grady, catered to the lower income community. But here's a little history about Grady. All right. First of all, the hospital is named after Henry Grady. Henry Grady was a white nationalist. All right, he was a white nationalist. He was again, he was a white nationalist. He preached the concept of white supremacy. Okay, and then on top of that, at once upon a time, Grady was an all white hospital. They didn't allow they didn't allow black folks to come in there and yeah, they didn't allow black people to come in there and become patients because it was catered to white folks. Then when they started letting black folks come in there, it was like black people had to be on a different flow. All right, so one part of the floor was for the black people, and the other part of the floor was for the white people. So white people got more medical attention, better medical attention than black folks. And then after a while, you start seeing more and more African Americans attending to that hospital, going there. Even those who are homeless, they go to Grady. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So they go to Grady. So with that being said, though, with that being said, yeah, that's the history behind it. But yeah, just because somebody's not born at Grady Hospital don't mean that they not Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? It's multiple hospitals there, but just Grady just happened to be the main hospital that sit right there at the heart of downtown Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think people should get so armed and defense about this. I don't think people should just be ready to go to war or fight with somebody and you know what I'm saying, go crazy over this. I mean, the girl's an artist. She gonna talk her shit. She gonna say what she gotta say. She promote herself and promote her music. She very talented. It's no need to really get upset because this ain't something new. This is something that people been going back and forth about. It's like you know what I'm saying, it's like a local thing, okay? It's a local thing. Folks been going back and forth about it for a long time. This ain't nothing new. You know what I'm saying? This ain't nothing new. They've been going back and forth about it. You know what I'm saying? What is Atlanta? What's not Atlanta? You know? Um, but again, you got Metro Atlanta. You got Metro Atlanta. And you got the part that is the city. Okay? So yeah, so and then I get her when she talk about you ain't been in them trenches, you ain't been in that area, whatnot. She does have a point because some people ain't actually lived in the trenches or actually lived in the hood. You know what I mean? See, when you look at national television, right, and you see Atlanta on TV, they don't show you everything about Atlanta on TV. They only want to show you the good part of Atlanta, right? They want to show you like the north side. You know what I'm saying? They want to show you Gwinnett County. They might show you Cobb County, somewhere like that. They ain't gonna show you what actually goes on in the actual city in itself. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna show you the actual hoods and all of that. You're not gonna really see that. You know what I mean? So she is right about that. You actually have to know the city for what it really is. You have to really know the history. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my input on the whole thing. I just wanted to talk about this. But yeah, like I said, that young lady is very talented. So I hope that she gets the opportunity that she needs as an artist to be able to make a come up and be able to get her name recognized in the industry or whatnot. She has a lot of talent. Somebody need to give her some type of recognition. But yeah, I just hope that it doesn't turn out to be a worse outcome because she spoke on this. She said something about this. I hope that it don't turn into some type of beef. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just a debate. It's something that been debated for a long time, way before she was even born. So what I'm saying. So it is what it is. At the end of the day, if we want to be honest, our ancestry, right, came from Africa, and our people was brought here to this land called United States of America to build and to work for free, okay, with no type of compensation, no type of insurance, no type of nothing. And even after slavery was over with, they was promised some lands, some acres of land, and a mule, but those promises was not fulfilled, okay. So ask yourself, does this really matter? I mean, does it all really matter after a while? Because our people suffer so much. What I'm saying? They suffer so much crisis here in this land called America. They was brought here to labor. So it is kind of nonsensical that we sit up there and debate about whose land is who or what area you from. And at the end of the day, your ancestors couldn't really claim an area. They couldn't even claim this land. Okay? They couldn't even, they was given the scraps that was given to them. So it's something that we got to look at too. So technically, we are African descended folks, knowing our history, and we came here, especially in the South, because the South was considered as the Confederate state of America. And by it being the Confederate state of America, there was a lot of slavery practices going on, and racism and Jim Crow and all that taking place. Okay, there was a lot of segregation. You know what I mean? So yeah, we have to look at that too. We have to really get into that origin. All right. But anyways, I'm about to go ahead and log off of here. I said what I need to say, and I hope you all have a good one. So peace and power and elevation be to all of you. This your girl Tiffany, and I'm logging off saying deuces. All right.